What is going on, y'all? It's your boy Penley Holmes, that singer-songwriter in pursuit of a wild dream. And I want to thank you once again for being here with me today. You could be anywhere in the world, but you are here on YouTube watching this video, giving me your attention. And I was thinking about it today. First of all, it's a cold day. That's why I got this big old fluorescent bomber on. Yeah, I'm at work with this big old fluorescent bomber on. I got a new one coming in the mail today. This one actually belongs to the job, but I got my own. It'll be orange if I decide to keep it, but we'll know if it works. If not, if you see it in the video, it'll be orange. If not, I sent it back because I didn't like it. But I was ruminating today. I was thinking of a topic, while I'm working. That's a beautiful thing about working in solitude, like I was talking about before. I'm not lonely. I'm choosing solitude. I'm choosing to be alone so I can think and process my thoughts. And I was thinking about a topic while I was loading this trailer. So all the things I do, the music, the traveling, all that I do with a regular job, like a 9-to-5 job. I've just structured my job in a way so that it allows me freedom. And when I come back to work, I like to do these jobs because it requires my body, gives me exercise, and it allows me to think. It allows my mind complete freedom, as long as there's not somebody in my trailer or somebody just talking about low-level surface stuff interrupting my thought process. But I was thinking about a topic today, and I had to write it down real quick. Oh, okay, I got it. I had to write it down because, I keep this little notepad in my pocket when I get these ideas, and I just write them down and I'll come back to them later. Then I'll put them in my phone because my notepad, I'll lose it sometimes. I'll have to get another one. My topic was why you have to get out of your comfort zone, bro. Why comfort is more dangerous than failure. Why comfort is so dangerous. And it brings me to my life, my language learning journey, my learning journey. I should just call it my learning journey. All the things that I've learned. It's because you have to bust out of that comfort zone in order to learn things, in order to develop skills. Like, for example, the language learning. Like, I'm so comfortable speaking English. Why do I need to learn Spanish? It's like, we got translator apps. We got earbuds you can put in your ear to translate the language. They can learn my language. They're in my country. You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I coming out of my comfort zone? It's because if you stay in that comfort zone, you never grow. You never break the process of your thoughts. And it's just like, I'm going through a situation right now, okay? I'm going to do a video all about it. It's been 8 years I've been stuck in this position where I've been forced to watch people who lived their entire lives in the same comfort zone that has destroyed their lives and has put them in the situation that they're in. And for example, like people who smoke cigarettes, if you're a smoker and you're watching this, I mean nothing against you, but people specifically who smoke cigarettes and then want to make it your problem and blame you because they don't want to go outside to smoke. They want to smoke indoors, inside your house, blow smoke into your space, and smoke outside of the smoking section where they're not supposed to be smoking, things like that. It becomes your problem. You become the bad guy because they're breaking the rules. But in reality, they are just comfortable being who they are, and they don't want to change for anyone. People who are alcoholics. If you're an alcoholic watching this, I'm not specifically talking about you if you're trying to better yourself and trying to break this pattern, but specifically the people that I'm talking about. Alcohol has destroyed their lives to the point where they have nowhere else to live. They're dependent on a person who has no backbone and can't enforce any rules and is enabling them to continue to stay in their comfortable zone. Playing guitar, for example, I had to constantly expose myself to situations where I was playing with people who are have decades more experience than I am and are better than me. And it hurts. It makes me uncomfortable, but it forces me to grow. Traveling to another country where everyone around me is speaking another language, it sucks. It is warping on my brain. You know how many times I want to pull out that Google Translate, but I never do. because I'm forcing myself to grow. I'm busting out of this habit. When you stay, I mean, it's so easy to just sit on the couch day after day and just watch television and eat those Doritos. Pop that bag of Doritos open, just shove them in your mouth and sit on the couch as soon as you get home from work. But no, I can't do that. I don't even have a television in my place. I don't have a television. I haven't had a television in my place since I was 22 years old. I have not had a television. I don't watch television. The most I'll do is stream some YouTube from my laptop, or I'll watch some Amazon Prime. I'll watch some movies on Amazon Prime, but that's a choice. Like I don't go home and turn on comfort mode and turn on the television that tells lies to your vision and zone out and get programmed by the program. I have broken out of the comfort zone. If anything, I'll put on some relaxing music, some chill beats, or some like nature sounds, and I'll just like write, or I'll edit a video, or I'll do some meditations while the music's playing, or I'll play some Spanish music, and I will, sing the songs and or write down the lyrics, or I'll practice a guitar scale over some like blues beat. It's like there are so many other things that I can do to develop my skills and develop my mind, because I never want to get comfortable. That was what actually pushed me to move to Jacksonville, Florida. Is like I realized that I was trapped around these people who were so comfortable. And again, I'm not going to explain it in this video, but I am going to go into detail. I'm going to go into detail in my book that I'm writing. I'm still writing it. And writing this book is another way for me to break out of my comfort zone. It's actually really easy for me because I practiced journaling for so many years. So it's just kind of like reflecting on my life. But it's like I have to get out of the comfort zone of journaling every day and actually get out my laptop where I'm composing the book and write a few pages, write a couple chapters. It's like journaling is very easy now. The book is always open. It's ready to go. All I have to do is wake up and sit down and do it. The laptop's right there, but it's like I have to brainstorm to figure out and recollect on my life to get in the mode to write these books. And I have to write it in a creative way. Right now, I'm almost finished with my first draft of the book. I shouldn't say I'm almost finished, but I'm 3/4. I'm there. I'm getting there. I just write a little bit every day. But it's like the situation that I was in is just like surrounded by these people just who drink every day, and smoke cigarettes every day and talk about the same surface level conversations. It's just their actions. It's beyond this video for me to go into detail about their actions, but the things they do, I could just see how comfortably they live their lives, and they never even leave the house. And it's just like, I couldn't imagine what my life looked like if I just stayed in the same house. I didn't drive. These people don't drive. They stay in the same house every single day. And they just refuse to grow. They refuse to change. And the longer that you get comfortable, the more comfortable you get. You know how it is when you're just laying down. You had decided to go to the movies, but you laying on the couch and you've been laying there for an hour. The Doritos bag is empty now. And you're just comfortable. It's like, you know what? I'm not going out to the movies. I'm just going to chill right here. The longer that you sit in that comfort zone, the harder it becomes to change, the harder it becomes to break that habit. And like, I've developed a habit to recognize when I'm getting comfortable. And that's when I have to do something. It's like, I have to go on another trip. I have to go on an outing. I got to go do something. I got to force myself to write a song. It's like, okay, I haven't written a song. I'm too comfortable. I got to book a studio session. I got to do something. I got to hit an open mic and see what's going on in the scene in my neighborhood. It's like, I have other systems in place to check when I'm getting comfortable. It's like even on the guitar, like I'm just so comfortable playing chords that I stop working on my leads. And it's just like, so that's when I go back and hit the scales. And it's like my lead playing, I'm not the best lead player, but I'm getting better. And I think my progress from when I started to now is visibly improved. And it's like the last time I played with my bass player, Bob, he was like, it's like, yo, man, you're getting better, bro. He's like, your leads, everything sounds great. And it was just like, it was such a compliment. It was such a great thing for me to hear. Like, it boosted my self-esteem. And I went home that day. I actually had to drive back to Florida that day. But I went home and made a point to just practice before I hopped in the car, like hit them scales, and I did some solos. And it was just like, it was really inspiring to see that other people are recognizing that what I'm doing is developing, is growing stronger. And it's just like, I'm constantly seeking inspiration and motivation to change. It's like, I never want to be stuck in a rut. I never want to be stuck in a place and forget that I'm not growing. I never want to stop growing. I'm always trying to change. You know, parts of me will always be the same, but I want to change. And it hurts. It's hard because that means that you're going to outgrow people. You're going to outgrow people in your life who don't want to change. And it's like, I see that, you know, people think like, oh, I'm different, you know, and it's just like, no, I'm not. It's just like, I wanted you to keep up with me, and you wanted me to sit out back and just talk about the same things that we talked about every year that we have a cookout at your house. And it's just like, I'm still down to do that, just not all the time, you know? It's just like, in your growth, the fact that you want to grow, keeping an eye on the time here, the fact that you want to grow and the fact that you want to evolve as a person and you don't want to stay in that level of comfort, that threatens people, which also hurts. It's just like, the more your awareness grows, the more aware you become of the things that are going on around you and the mindsets of people, because you're evolving, because you refuse to stay comfortable. Your mind grows as well. Your awareness widens. It becomes more amplified. You can notice things that you haven't noticed before. It's just like, in all areas of my life, I want to expand. I want to grow. And that is going to threaten people. People are going to feel threatened by you evolving, you growing, and they're going to distance themselves from you. And you're going to be able to recognize that, but it's like, you have to choose at that point, like, what means more to you? This relationship, this family member, or your growth? And it's just like, in my opinion, you can't let anyone hold you back. Don't let anyone stop you from growing who is refusing to grow themselves, because you're outgrowing them. It's like growing up. It's like, you got a favorite pair of shoes, you know, or those pants, you know, you wore them your whole life. They're your favorite pants, but it's just like, you outgrew those shoes, bro, and you can't wear them anymore. You outgrew those pants. You can't wear them anymore. And it's sad because you love those shoes, you love those pants, but it's just like, at the same time, you're not even in control of your growth. It's just something that's supposed to happen. It's something that happens. And all you can do is just go get a new pair of pants. You have to keep growing. Don't stay in that zone of comfort. You have to get off the couch. That was one of the reasons I had decided to get rid of the television, you know. I remember, it was funny, that when I was working at the job, actually, that's a lie. I haven't had a television since I was 22 years old. I bought a flat screen TV when I was 25 or 26 years old, and I was working. I was older. And I was working at the job. It was right before I was about to quit to go on tour, the job that I had at C&S Wholesale Grocers. And I remember I made the decision. I was like, yeah, I'm just home playing these video games all day. I gave my PlayStation 3 at the time, whatever year PlayStation 3 was out. I had a PlayStation for a couple of years. I gave my PlayStation 3 away to my brother because his PlayStation had broke. And I gave my flat screen television away to a guy at work named Jerry for a denim jacket and a bowl of pico de gallo. It was a big old bowl of pico de gallo, but it was a secondhand denim jacket with a Looney Tunes logo on the back of it. I always said, yo, bro, if you ever take that jacket off, I'm going to steal it. And I would say it to him every day because he would wear it at the work in the warehouse. It would get all dusty. And it's just like, I like the jacket, the denim jacket. I still have it too. And I don't always wear it, but sometimes I wear it out. It's a little bit too small for me, but I loved the jacket. It's just I loved it because I used to watch Looney Tunes. That's all, folks. And he always used to make this pico de gallo, and he had these little tortillas. He would come in, and he would just eat his lunch. And it's like he was a cool guy, Spanish guy too. He spoke very little English, and I was learning Spanish at the time. I was always messing around with him in Spanish, and then he understood English, and he would share the pico de gallo with me, and and the tortillas, and he made a really good pico de gallo. So one day, I was like, yo, because he was renting a room from somebody, and I knew I was about to go on tour, and I was just like getting rid of things that I didn't need, and I knew the television was a distraction because I was just playing video games, and I was trying to spend more time booking and focus more on the guitar. So I made a conscious decision to get rid of this guitar, and I said, yo, Jerry. His name wasn't even Jerry. I don't even remember what his name was. He had a Spanish name. His name was Giraldo. But everybody called him Jerry because they couldn't say his name. It was a bunch of gringos. I like to use the word gringos now. A bunch of gringos, because they'll say Spanish name like like a gringo. They called him Gerardo all the time, and his name was Giraldo. And I used to call him Giraldo, but everybody called him Jerry because everybody was called him Gerardo. That wasn't even his damn name. So Gerardo transferred into Jerry. We just all started calling this guy Jerry. And one day I said to Jerry, after bugging him about the jacket and always asking for this pico de gallo, because he made it all the time, really delicious. And so I would always bug him for the pico de gallo. And then once I realized that I was getting rid of my TV, I had this it was like a 40-inch flat screen TV. He was renting a room, and he talked to me all the time. He was just telling me how he didn't have a TV and stuff. I was like, yo, I'll give you a 40-inch flat screen TV. I'll bring it in tomorrow. All you got to do is give me that jacket and give me a bowl of pico de gallo. Not the little bowl that you bring in. I want a big bowl. And he looked at me like I was crazy. I was like, I'm dead serious. Muy serio. I knew how to say that. I was like, I'm muy serio, Jerry. Muy serio. And he was like, okay. And we shook on it. The next day I brought the TV in, and all he had was the jacket because he wore it to work every day. He gave me the jacket. He didn't bring the pico de gallo in for like a couple weeks after that. And I gave him the TV just off it. And that's how I got rid of my TV. And I broke my comfort, and I never had a TV since then. I still don't have one. If I ever want to watch something, I just turn on my laptop, because the uncomfortableness that I gotta be in to watch it on my laptop, I wish I had a big screen, but the whole idea is not to be in front of that screen for a grand majority of time, not a very long time. Okay, maybe I'll watch a movie that's 2 hours, but I'm not going to be sitting on the couch with my laptop on my lap or propped up on the desk all day, just parked up watching a movie. That's the whole idea behind it. But I'll never forget that moment with Jerry. It's a great memory of mine, and I broke my comfort. And these are the things that I do. I have systems in place to keep myself rolling. I never want to be too comfortable. What's that song? Don't you ever get too comfortable. Just don't ever get too comfortable. Keep growing. Never stop growing. Never stop learning. Keep evolving. That is the secret to youth, to life, living a beautiful life. And that's what chasing in pursuit of the wild dream is all about. I am on a mission to live to my highest, fullest potential that I can as a human being. My name is Pentley Holmes. I'm a singer-songwriter in pursuit of a wild dream. I hope part of this video touched you today. And if it did, feel free to hit that subscribe button. If you liked the video today, feel free to hit that like button. If you want to learn more about me, feel free to check me out on my website, which is pentleyholmes.com. You can check out my music, my blog, and check out my show dates if I have any up there right now, if I'm not busy working. We're in the busy work season right now, but it'll be up there sooner or later. You'll see. If you want to get in touch with me, if you like my music and you want to have a house show, I'd be delighted to come play for you and your guests. We can have a potluck, pass the hat around. I'll tell you some stories. I'll sing you some songs, and you get to learn more about me in real life, in person. Until then, I hope to hear from you. It was a pleasure sharing this story with you. I hope you don't get too comfortable. Peace.